Happy Sunday, everybody. Sorry, I am getting the camera locked in place and it's being a little crabby right now. Because now I just like to not have it fall over as I'm talking to everybody. All right, happy Sunday. It is August 25th. Summer has just blown by. And as such, that means we're preparing for fall here in Painted, and as any retailer does, they create their display for the season, and that's what I'm in the process of doing. You've seen a lot of pictures of skulls. The last one, I did a live on these skulls right here, like this one, and on, let's see, where's the other one? Sorry, there's a lot of stuff on the table today. And on this one. So we did these skulls for the last live, and I'm really pleased with how they came out. There's a couple polls going on about getting the jewels in for the eyes, so that'll be fun. And today we're working with jewels on skulls in a different way. Now, you know that I bought the last skulls on Amazon. The little skulls were $15. Well, bigger ones were a little more expensive, but they weren't unbearable. And I got a cast resin deer skull and a cast resin cow skull. Now, I love the shapes of skulls. I've always thought skulls were cool looking. Now we're gonna have some fun with them for the holidays. We're bejeweling them. Yes, look how cool that came out. Oh, I'm really thrilled. I'm so happy with the way this came out. And we're gonna work on the other jeweled skulls. Now the other thing I wanted to share with you, hang on, let me reach over, is yesterday you saw my pictures on this. This is the paper mache pumpkin that I foiled and glittered. I painted the inside copper and sprinkled it with gold. Super inexpensive project, high impact. Great for your home, great for your studio, really, really wonderful decor. I even put a little gold foil in and around the leaves and the mouth just to make it a little sparklier. That was a fun one. All the products, hi Audra, nice to see you here. All the products for making the paper mache pumpkins, other than the pumpkin itself, is available at paintedstudio.com. Paper mache pumpkin, I got it at, let me think for a second, I have to remember, Dick Blick. I did go looking for more yesterday at Michael's, didn't see any. I haven't been to Joann's, probably more there. They're really inexpensive. I mean, they're like $15. So this is just a even more, you get these paper mache pumpkins, you kind of look at them like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with them? So much stuff, oh my God. Well, here's a simple thing. It's fast, it's easy. I did it in about hour and a half. And that's pretty much including all the dry time for the adhesive, so that was an easy one. This one, however, this is going to take a little while longer. As you can see, there's a lot of gems on here already. So I'm going to angle the camera down. We're going to get right into what we're doing, and I will show you how it's going. So, okay, let me get my camera angle going, which doesn't want to turn on me. So you're just going to look into my ears otherwise. And I had to pull my iPad out so that I can see the video. So if anybody's commenting and asking questions, I can work with you. And of course, my iPad's being very slow. Here we go. I'll be smart. Yep, my volume is muted, so I don't have to hear myself as an echo. So the first skull we're going to work on today is this one. This is a deer skull. Again, cast resin, purchased on Amazon, and it's got antlers too. You can see the antlers. This is the antler. It comes apart, and when you're done, it inserts like this. Oops, let me see if you can see it. It's very cool thing. So now I take the antlers out, and as you can see, I painted the antler and I glittered the base. The color on here is metallic set coat true silver. I use set coat because it's easy to bond and it wears really hard, so I'll be really happy with how durable this is. Same with the skull, painted it in set coat silver, let it dry. This took a couple coats of silver because this was very dark and kind of grayish under here, so I had to make sure I got enough coats on. And then all I did was apply jewels with E6000. Yeah, I have my little toothpaste squeezer on here. It helps me keep the glue in the tube and not squirting out the back end. Now, E6000 does have a chemically smell. Yeah, that's one of those glues that you don't want to smell too close to your face. And the chemicals in it, as you can see, all these crystals kind of look a little cracked. And that's because even though I'm applying them and they look normal, it's the glue reacting with the backing on these. Let me get a bigger jewel out so you can see what I'm talking about. The jewel is silvered on the back, so, and that's what it looks like before you apply it. But the E6000 tends to like to mess with the backing. It's a chemical reaction, and I actually love it. I think it has this kind of cool, frosty, cracked ice, almost bubbly effect on some of the big ones. I don't know if I can get that into focus for you all to see. So the next thing is, how do I determine my placement? Well, placement, for this one, I had the help of the actual patterns sculpted into this skull, so I've just kind of gone around the openings. So all I do is I pick a starting point, and really my starting point was right here. I put a jewel here, and then I started building out around it. So for example, let's see, let's start up here. And I have to angle this so that you can see it, but so that I can too. So I take a little E6000, and then I kind of work it up like this. I don't do a whole lot of at one time because I don't want the glue to dry on me. And then I have these reverse pressure tweezers. Let me see if we can get them so that you can see them. Reverse pressure tweezers, so that they're closed, and when you push them, they open. But what I also discovered when I was doing 10,000 million jewels for a client's walls, that if I lay them out flat, the jewels out flat in a container, and I get a little bit of this E6000 on the tip of my tweezers, I can just pick up my jewels like this. No fancy pickup tool, nothing complicated. And I just lay these in until they fill the space. Now I do have packets of smaller ones because I have spaces like this that the big jewels don't fit. So I have packets of smaller jewels. And my whole big goal today is to sit here and be jewel skulls and get them as completely done as humanly possible today. So I'm gonna put a few more in here. I know, this is, watching somebody put jewels on, you know, it's not terribly exciting. I get it. So we're not gonna, this is not gonna be a long live today because I don't think it's very exciting for everybody to sit here and watch me glue stuff on. But I think it's a cool technique and I wanted to share it with everybody. And I really like how this comes out. So when you see jewel covered items in a store or online, you can be aware at just how time consuming applying these jewels are. But I kind of like this work. This is very relaxing to me. Takes my mind off of anything else. I can put on a movie. Right this weekend I've been watching, rewatching The Matrix. Okay, see, I need a little jewel right in there. So when I get all the big jewels laid in, or maybe I'll crack open right now. I haven't opened one of these yet. And be careful when you open these things. You never know which way they're gonna fly around. Usually, I take all my jewels out of their original container and put them in bigger, easier, sealable containers that are less likely to collapse on me. But for little packets like this, I often leave them as they are because I'll go through them very quickly. All right, let's see if I can get this open without flying it across the room. I want to bet this won't do it. Oh, come on, you little stinker. I'm going to give this like about 3 tries and then I'm going to stop because it's the only thing less exciting than watching me glue stuff is watching me try to open a package, and that's it. I'm done. I don't need to be watching that anymore. I know I'll get it open later. I'll pull out my X-Acto knife and I'll get it out. All right. I don't need to use gloves for this because the glue, I'm basically keeping my hands out of the glue. There's no reason for me to stick it in here. An E6000 is kind of like really super heavy duty rubber cement, so don't be surprised when you see little strings of it everywhere. And once this is dry, that'll all just roll back. All right, so you can see how I lay these patterns on, and it's pretty darn cool. Let's see, looking to see if anybody's saying anything, because once again, just needed to check things. Facebook has been a little weird. I say every year they change stuff, or every few months they change stuff, and sometimes it's a little hard to follow what their changes are. Okay, so now we have the cow skull, and you can see I haven't done anything other than paint it. I haven't determined what I'm doing with the horns, what I'm doing here, although if I go in comparison with what I've done on the deer antlers, more likely than not I will put glitter in there, because why not? All right, so I have this pattern here, and for the cow I'm not going to go, I bought these random colored orange, red, gold, topaz-y colored gemstones, and you can see them. I laid them all out in a plate here. I'm not going to try to follow this pattern because, quite frankly, this was all done little tiny pokes. I'm going to just build from spaces. So I'm going to take, I have an open space here, I have an open space here. So I'm going to start with 2 big gems. I'm going to dip my tweezers a little bit in the glue, pick up the gem, and throw the gem on the floor. Boy, am I good at what I do. All right, there we go. Now, I don't know how the backing on this is going to react. I haven't used these gems before, so we're going to find out. Ugh, my fingers are, see this is what I'm saying about the little webs? It's like cobwebs. I can make these just float in the air magically. All right, let's get another gem out. Good grief. It's got a little nest of, let's see. I got those 2 glued on. And then I'm just going to take smaller stones and put a little glue around it. Doesn't take a lot of glue. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to do this one because of the little holes punched in it, and I just decided to basically ignore the holes that were punched in there, all these holes, and create my own design with it because I really liked these gems. When I walked into Michael's and found these, I was like, oh, those are perfect. I didn't used to be able to find these wonderful boxes of gemstones the way I can now. There we go, just a little glue there because I didn't get any on that spot. Looked like I did, but I hadn't. Okay, so I'm kind of building this sort of flower pattern around, no shock. Let's see, get them all the same. Now, I'm not really trying to create a special color pattern. I'm just looking in my dish, other than the fact that I want these all to be the same, and I'll probably create some patterns that I'll build upon. just because I don't want it to look like this random mishmash of gemstones on here. That'd be really not attractive. But I like how this is all reading. And yes, indeed, the E6000 is actually starting to cause some of that same crazing on the back of these gemstones. I kind of knew that would probably happen. Other glues don't do that, but the E6000 is highly solvent and it can do that. All right, so let's have a little fun here. I've got this diamond shape cut here, punched in here. Let's embrace that shape. Oops, clunk. Sorry, that was louder than I meant it to be. And I've got these wonderful pale yellow little stones to work with. I used these same kind of gemstones a few years back on the Chicago Lash Lounge, or Live Lash Boutique, as it is now known. And I did about 10,000 of these on her walls. So I got really good at picking up the gems and popping them back down on the surface. And in case you're wondering, we are indeed open today. That's why I'm here in the studio. So, you know, as in the past, we might have a customer walk in. Let's see, did I use up all of those little ones in here? There's a couple more. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go digging in the cup. Okay. Let's see if I got one more little pale yellow one floating around in here. Might not, because I had them all flipped over. Oh, there's one more. And, oops, it fell off. Shock. That's never happened before. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've got my pattern laid in, and yeah, I do go back in and count like you just heard me do. I don't know if I got that's the right color or it's just hitting a shadow. Because I like everything to be kind of balanced. And sometimes the balance is a little different. You know, you can see this came to a little more of a point here. It's just the way the pattern laid out, but it's close enough and it'll work fine for me. And then I'm gonna go in here and I will, let's see, I don't know what I'm gonna do in there. I'm gonna take these orange ones and fill it in. Could do that. So maybe that's what I'll do. Again, I squeeze out a little glue, then I smear it around. Keep the cap on your E6000. It likes to leak and kind of has a little bit of a mind of its own. So, you know, take care of making sure things stay closed properly. Otherwise, you may never get back your glue. It'll harden, open, and then leave you a huge mess. Okay, that worked out perfectly. The sizes are great. And that's how I start building these patterns. Let's see. Hi, Denise, how are you? Okay, let me flip this up a little so we're looking at me, and then I'll back up so you can see me. So this is how this process works. You kind of start with a couple small medallions, and then you start building out a pattern. When I post this on YouTube, and I will tag it into probably the video later on, I'm gonna be doing time lapse of all of my, oh gosh, I look tired. Put the glasses back on, you can't see that. I will be doing a time lapse video of me completing both skulls, so you see how the pattern emerges. So I think this will be a really, really fun. Is it a real skull? No, Denise, it's not. It is cast resin, which means that I'm not desecrating some poor animal's real bones. And they are available on Amazon. The small skulls that I had done the other day, these ran around $15, $18. I want to say the cow skull ran around $25. I think deer skull was the most expensive. It's maybe $48. But it depends on what you're doing with them. I will make these and then I will be keeping them and reusing them forever, unless of course somebody wants to buy them from me, because as you all know, I'll sell anything I paint. And if I'd painted my mother, I might have sold her. Few updates on information of what's going on in classes and stuff here in the studio. We are heading in our fall season. Our fall classes have been posted. I will be updating a few more. You will notice that there are no classes scheduled for September and early October. Folks, I hate to tell you, I'm going into the hospital for a little while. I'm having my back surgery done. I will be out of office for 4 to 6 weeks, and I'm not going to be able to do videos unless I heal much faster. And if I heal much faster, you'll see me back online and you'll know about now. The studio was not closed. My wonderful assistant, Camilla Lilbask, who you've all seen in the past in my lives and been here in the studio with me, will be running the studio for me. Operations will go as normal. There just won't be any live videos unless she gets a wild hair and says, I want to do a live at the studio. That would be fun. And all orders are available. Products are ready and backed up for when I'm gone. Don't worry about anything. And I will easily be available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, text message, Facebook Messenger, all of the usual ways everybody reaches out to me to ask me questions. I just will not be in a place where I can physically be in the studio and work. I have to recover a little bit. I am 100% there for tech questions. We are 100% here for your orders, and it hopefully will pass very quickly and I'll be back in the studio. We're cranking out for fall now. I've got our new windows planned. As you can see, we're working on fun projects. I have a bunch of content I have been filming all summer long to prepare for while I'm gone. So there will be new videos, and we will absolutely be reposting some of our classics, favorites, introductions to different products. And of course, you never know, I might pop in. So we're keeping it short and sweet today. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's gorgeous out. I don't even have air conditioners on. It's so nice out today. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I just wanted to touch base with you. Haven't done a live in about a week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate your kind words. We will see you all soon. Bye-bye.